15 minutes left on the clock, and we got a game tied up at 14. And a big third down and less than a yard left for the Grizzlies right here.
Really big play here, probably the play of the game for Montana. Short yardage, and they look in their jumbo set.
I formation, they're going to give it to Dan Moore, and penalty marker stops the play. The Grizzlies tried to quick snap that one, and it's going to be a false start on Montana. Huge penalty.
Well, the good news, they're in field goal position, but they want this
Dead ball
first down.
foul. False start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty.
That's Russell Piet, the starting right guard. There you saw the jump. Good call. 3rd and 5 now.
Just got to be patient. You're a guard right by the center. You want to get out of your stance quick and get a block, but you just can't do that. It's critical that you hold your water.
3rd and 5 now for Roper. He's looking to swing it out to Chase Reynolds. A great catch, and he's got the first down and more. Still on his feet inside the 10-yard line.
Boy, Chase needs to have a big S on his chest. He is like Superman out there. He's the one guy you want to get the ball to for this play because you know he's going to do everything he can to get you the first down. He doesn't just get a first down, he stays inbound. Look at that. Unbelievable.
And then even gains about 5 more yards after the first contact. 1st and goal for Montana at the 8. Roper looking to the end zone, back in the end zone, and just too high. It's intended for Cavario Middleton, the tight end transfer out of Washington.
I think that was a great play call. A little play action after a big run. The defense a little concerned about Chase Reynolds. They play action him here, try to go over the top. Looks like a pretty aggressive defense, but no call.
Couldn't see what the coverage was there, but Middleton was just not quite tall enough for that one, even though he is listed at 6'5". 2nd and 7. Looks like the same play. This time Roper steps out of a tackle, and he is going to make a move and goes down at the 8. Ends up being a run of no gain. Tackle made by DJ McCarthy. 3rd and goal.
Justin's made good decisions tonight. Here he makes a pretty good decision not to throw and get an interception. Everybody's pretty well covered, and he's patient. Just gets what he can out of it. Boy, you got to worry about ball security a little bit. He's carrying that awful loose.
He did have the ball out there. It looked like it might have, for a second, I thought he might have actually fumbled. We're a minute into the 4th quarter. Here's the 3rd down and goal from the 8. And Nigel Burton comes sprinting down the sideline to call timeout before the snap. That'll be the Vikings' 2nd timeout already used in the 2nd half.
As you mentioned, that's the 2nd time they've done that on 3rd down. Interesting, the coaches must see something they're worried about, worried enough to stop the play and talk to the defense. You know, in a tight game like this, you hate to burn your timeouts too early, and now they've used 2.
The Grizzlies still have all 3 left. Set the scene here for you. We're a minute into the 4th quarter in Hillsboro, Oregon. Grizzlies and Vikings in a dogfight, 14-14. This game was tied at 7 at halftime. Both teams scored a touchdown in the 3rd, and now the Grizzlies have a 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line.
Well, the playbook's pretty well open here. I wouldn't be surprised, a little play action to Chase and then again go over the top. They had some receivers open on the last play. Ball was a little bit overthrown. They have, as I mentioned, done a lot of new wrinkles as far as little tricks, so you may see that here.
One thing to note, this is about the same part of the field where the Grizzlies ran a play last week against Idaho State, a pitch to Chase Reynolds, who then threw back to Justin Roper for a wide open touchdown.
And you got to know that the Vikings watched that about 30 times during the week, so might not want to go with that.
Also, the Grizzlies have many big weapons out on the field. Big targets. Cavario Middleton stands at 6'5". Antoine Mutra, 6'2".
Well, I think you got to look for the wide side of the field, Derek. Little, as I said, in Justin's right-handed, he can roll out, bide some time, see what they run here. Big play.
Roper to throw. Going to the middle and overthrows Middleton. He was looking for the big tight end, and that one was well over his head. And now the Grizzlies will bring on the field goal unit to try to take the lead back.
Well, Again, just kind of, going over the top, going for the touchdown, but it's well overthrown. Brody McKnight's been great on the year. He's only missed 2. Those were blocked. So he's 10 of 12, I believe, on field goals.
And this one is not much more than an extra point. It will be a 26-yard attempt from the left hash. Hold by Jeff Larson, and the kick splits the uprights, and the Grizzlies are back on top. A minute into this fourth quarter, Montana 17, Portland State 14. We got a great game. Stick around. Welcome back to Hillsboro, Oregon, everybody. Derek Berkeley alongside with Bob Hermes here, and Montana's just taking the lead back, 17-14. And after that last Grizzly field goal, First Montana Bank will donate $500 to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for breast cancer research. Thanks to First Montana Bank for their generous support. Brody McKnight's 11th field goal of the season puts the number up to $5,500. And this kick, fair caught by Portland State at the 22, as another pooch kick from McKnight, fielded by Manoa Latu, the safety.
Sometimes those pooch kicks, if they're not handled right, the kick return team can get on that for a turnover, like an onside kick. And we saw Montana success with that in prior games, and they've sure used it a lot here tonight.
Coach Robin Pflugrad has made a joke about Brody McKnight this last week that he's the only kicker he's ever seen have to ice his leg down after a game, but he's doing the punting, the kicking, the place kicking, kickoff, extra point, everything for the junior out of Vancouver, British Columbia. 1st and 10 for Portland State. Handoff to McCaffrey off the right side. He lowers his head. Fumbled the ball. The ball is loose, and it looks like the Grizzlies have it. They do.
Well, I think Tyler Hobbs needs some credit on that, Derek. He got upfield so quick, like he was shot out of a cannon. He disrupted the running back, and then the fumble after that. Good job on the hit.
Eric Stoll with the hit. Jordan Tripp with the recovery. If this were the FBS, there might be a replay now to see if he was down before he fumbled the ball. That was a great shot of it, if we could get that one up again. The ball definitely came out, but was his knee down first? It was very close. But the Grizzlies will take it, and they've got great field position.
You're exactly right. They will take it because this is a big break for their team. And if they can come away with a touchdown, it could be just what they need to win the football game.
Flea flicker on the first play. Roper's going deep down the middle, and it is incomplete, but penalty markers fly.
That'll be pass interference and a free first down for Montana. They did run a little trickery right off the go there.
It was a handoff to Chase Reynolds, who then pitched it back to Roper. He was looking for Sam Gratton down the middle. As Montana was going for the nail in the coffin play already on this drive.
Holding of an eligible receiver, defense number 22, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, we mentioned at halftime how big this game is for Montana. They just have to find a way to win, and it looks like they're getting it done right now.
Nathan Snow called for the holding. Let's watch this play. Is he down? Looks like his knee might be down right there, and then the ball comes out. Portland State might have a gripe about that call. Huge break for the Grizzlies. Justin Roper goes out into the play. This is the Grizz Cat formation to Gerald Kemp, and there's a mass of bodies after a gain of 2.
You know, a play like the fumble there, Derek, is such a bang-bang play, and that one's almost impossible for the naked eye to really discern. So it's tough to, when they don't have replay, you really can't make that judgment as easy.
Now, obviously, this game is televised, but so many of FCS games are not, is the reason there's not replay. At this level, there's just not enough teams that can do it. 2nd and 9 for the Grizzlies. Handoff to Reynolds. Cuts back up and gains about 2, maybe 3. Reynolds' 16th carry of the game. He's only got about 67 yards, but he has had 61 yards receiving and a touchdown.
Well, another big third down, and Montana would love a touchdown because that would help ice the situation. A field goal would not put the game totally away because the Vikings could score a touchdown and still win.
Screen set up to Reynolds. He juggles it and cannot make the catch. Roper had to adjust his pass because of the rush, and it's 4th down and 6 for the Grizzlies at the 13-yard line.
Pretty good play call there. If he'd have been able to catch it, I think he had some room to pick up the first down. Probably not a touchdown, but ball just a little high for him.
Good shot of it there down on the sidelines.
Great shot.
And Brody McKnight will line up for another field goal. He just made one about a minute ago. And this one's from 30 yards.
Another important one, though. Vikings keep them away from a field goal.
Larson gets the snap down, and the kick by McKnight splits the uprights once again. McKnight still perfect on the season if it was not a block. And now it's a 6-point Grizzly lead, but Portland State's getting the ball back. Seconds to go in this ball game. Grizzlies on top by 6 points thanks to that last Brody McKnight field goal. First Montana Bank will donate $500 to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer Research every time the Grizz make a field goal. Thanks to First Montana Bank for their generous support. That's the second one of the night, the 12th one of the season, which puts the number up to $6,000. Thank you very much, First Montana Bank, for helping out this great cause. And now Montana, with a 6-point lead, kicks off. Brody McKnight this time does go deep, as Portland State was playing for the pooch. Nevin Lewis had to go all the way back to the goal line. Now he had a kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half. This time he only gets to the 17. Good stop by Donnie Lazowski. Here's the Montana Grizzlies.com scoring drive. They only went 14 yards after that fumble by Portland State gave Montana great field position, and McKnight finishes off with 3 points. For the most current and complete news and statistics for all Grizzly athletics, log on to montanagrizzlies.com. So here comes the Portland State offense.
Grizzly defense have done a super job. They still have to keep track of Connor Kavanaugh, that quarterback.
Willie Griffin moves in motion. Kavanaugh's going to throw, swings it out to Griffin. Nice move by Griffin to make the first guy miss, and it turns into a gain of 7.
You know, Corey Kavanaugh, we've talked a lot about him tonight. He's the kind of player that can win a game for a team. He does a nice job here throwing the ball, but he's most dangerous running. And you just have to know that their coaches know that, and they are going to run him out on the corner here real soon, and the Grizzlies have done a super job containing him.
2nd and 3. Kavanaugh will give this one to Griffin up the middle, and he's near first down yardage. Might be a little bit short by that spot. Also haven't mentioned with Kavanaugh, Drew Hubel has been a star quarterback for Portland State. He would have been a senior this year. He had to sit out. He had knee surgery and shoulder surgery in the offseason. Decided to take a medical red shirt, and that left the door open for Kavanaugh to come in and be the starter this year. Last year he just played in spot situations as the backup quarterback. Now he's in and doing a great job, and here's a big 3rd down and 1. High snap, Kavanaugh's going to keep it, lowers his head. Ryan Featherston made the tackle, but it's enough for a first down.
Good defense, though. You might want to give, a first down's okay. Keeps the clock running. Short yardage, you got a long way to go, long field still. So you give up the first down, but you don't let him run 60 yards for a touchdown.
Only a gain of about 1.5 yards. They needed half a yard. Portland State taking some time here. They've run a lot of no-huddle hurry-up just like the Grizzlies have today. But now on this drive, they've come out, they've huddled up. Play clock's already under 10 as they break the huddle. Empty backfield for Kavanaugh. Quarterback draw up the middle, and he'll squirm forward for a gain of maybe 3.
Good defense, again, just a step away, and I'm sure Coach Bresky champing at the bit there to keep him contained because he knows how dangerous he is.
Jordan Tripp made that tackle, the Grizzlies' 2nd leading tackler. 2nd and 7.
It's interesting, they're letting the clock run and actually acting like they've got the lead here, Derek. They need to get a little bit more hurry-up offense going, I think, if you're Portland State.
2nd and 7, the clock's now under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Kavanaugh knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Bobby Alt got his hand on that one.
That's something that I think Coach Bresky had talked about, not trying to get upfield, keep the line of scrimmage, knock passes down, and they worked on this all week, and it's paying off.
You see Alt getting his hand on it. That's the one knock maybe you could have against Kavanaugh. He's only 6 feet tall, not an overly tall or quarterback. Sometimes tough to get that pass over a big defensive end like Bobby Alt, who stands at 6'3" and has got his big arm in the air.
Big play here, both clubs.
3rd and 7. Portland State's got to get to the 39-yard line. Kavanaugh gives it up the middle to Griffin, who sneaks out of a tackle and picks up the first down. A run up the middle on 3rd and 7, and it gives the Vikings 8 yards.
Remember, a touchdown will give the Vikings enough here and an extra point, so Montana's defense needs to close it in a little bit.
Caleb McSurdy made the tackle, but it was clearly enough room for a Portland State first down out to their own 40. It's only the 3rd time Portland State's converted a 3rd down in this game. This time they'll run the option. They give it to Griffin, the dive man. He only gains a yard off the right side. Bobby Alt in on the play again. And a Grizzly is down holding his hand. Stop the clock.
They've got a curb injury to him right at the end of the play. There was a big pile and he kind of got pushed back. I think that's Ryan Featherston.
Ryan Featherston is the one. He's up on a knee right now. He'll come off the field. Featherston's really played well these last few weeks for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he's done a real nice job, getting better and better really every game, every year. We talked about him being out of Helena, and he's really grown as a defensive player for the Grizz. Hope that he's going to be all right.
He had the rare combination in high school of playing both defensive end and quarterback for the Helena High Bengals. Now sticking around as a defensive end for the Grizzlies.
Tony Arnston, his head coach at Helena High, also a Grizzly in his own right.
Ends up being a gain of 1.5 yards. Here's 2nd down and 9. As the clock runs under 9 minutes to go now. Grizzlies showing blitz. They'll back off, hand off to Griffin. It's a trick play, and Jimmy Wilson recovers the fumble. They were trying to run a pitch back to the wide receiver, and it was fumbled. Wilson recovers.
What an excellent play for the Montana defense. Coach Bresky brought a lot of pressure that time. They were bringing really everybody. Wilson sees the play and then decides to just take off upfield. Nice job by Jimmy Wilson.
Looked like Griffin, I thought maybe he had the ball knocked out of his hands. It just looked like Griffin threw it away here. I don't think anybody got a hand on it. He just threw it away, trying to hit Keytrell Anderson on the end around, or the reverse. Now here comes the Grizzlies. They'll hand off to Chase Reynolds with room. He runs into a very good tackle by Manoa Latu, the strong safety, with a great play because Reynolds had some room. It's only a gain of 5.
Well, if the Grizzlies are able to prevail here, it's going to be largely due to the fumbles that the Vikings have done in the second half. It's really been a problem for them and a great opportunity for Montana.
There was a little bit of a question about that one. Was he down? Was he not? There was no question about the last one. And now the Grizzlies have the ball inside the 30. Roper will give to Reynolds again. He's got room off the right side. Reynolds breaks a tackle. Reynolds is going to score. Touchdown, but there is a penalty down at the end of the play.
It's going to be holding, Derek. I think it's going to come back, and that's really a shame because Chase did most of that on his own after he got the ball.
The penalty marker is down all the way at the 6-yard line, so it was well downfield, 23 yards from the line of scrimmage.
He may still have the first down
Holding,
even with the penalties.
offense number 3, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, the good news for Montana, they get a first down out of it. Of course, the bad news is negates the touchdown.
Antoine Mutra, the wide receiver, is given the penalty. Let's take a look at the end of the run. Reynolds, like you said, he did most of it on his own. Great blocking up front, and then after calling right there on Mutra, he grabbed the shoulder pad of Deshaun Shedd, the corner. And it gives the Grizzlies a 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. with 8 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the game. Reynolds with a couple good runs to start this drive. They fake to him, they're going to throw. Over the middle and intercepted at the 1 yard line. A huge play for Portland State.
Well, it keeps the outcome in doubt, that's for sure. And Justin's pretty upset at himself. He just kind of flicks this. His release is always quick anyway. Just kind of flicks it over the middle, and Portland State right on the defense there for the interception.
Manoa Latu, again, the safeties had such a huge game already for the Vikings. And he makes the play. They're going to mark him down at the 2. That's his 3rd interception of the season.
That's Justin's first one tonight. He's had a couple other close ones, but this one hurts a little bit because they could have salted the game away. Now the game is still in question, and he's disappointed he threw that.
Really, Antoine Mutrell was well covered, but now Portland State is backed up against their own goal line. Kavanaugh will quickly give it to McCaffrey, who at least gives him some breathing room with a gain of 4.
Jordy tripping on the stop. Alex Shaw helping out.
We approach the halfway point of the 4th quarter. Portland State a touchdown away from taking the lead, but they've got about 92 yards. Green still in front of them on this drive.
Trainer's still working on Ryan Featherston. They'd like to get him back in the game because of his height at the end and his quickness off the edge.
Also with Severn Campbell hurt and out of this game since the 1st quarter, the Grizzlies' 2 starting defensive ends are not on the field right now. McCaffrey finds room and a 1st down off the right side. The Grizzlies right now running some new bodies in there at defensive end. Bobby Alt's been playing one spot. They have Clay Pearson, the redshirt freshman, at the other right now. 1st down out to the 14-yard line on that play. Kavanaugh to McCaffrey once again. 3rd straight run for the junior running back, and he gains 2 yards this time. Lost his helmet on the play. And the clock continuing to run. Portland State once again taking a lot of time. They're just now getting into their huddle, 20 seconds into the play clock.
Still think the Grizz have to worry about their quarterback. Keep an eye on where he's going. He's a game breaker.
Grizzlies bring a blitz. They hand it off to McCaffrey, trying to bounce it to the outside. He's got the corner pushed out by Brandon Dodson. A gain of about 6, but he's a yard shy of the 1st down. Brandon Dodson a job there to save the 1st down.
It'll be 3rd and short. Good running here. They're just kind of nothing up the middle. The play was designed to go up the middle, the A-gap, and he kicks it outside. Gets good yardage. Nice play by the Grizz to get him out.
So 3rd and 1, Portland State taking a lot of time off the clock here. They need to pick up a 1st down. 3 wide receivers to the right. Now we're going to bring one in motion. Kavanaugh's going to pitch it, and he's got all kinds of room on the sideline. Says Nevin Lewis, the guy who returned the kickoff for a touchdown. Or excuse me, no, I had the wrong guy there. That was Nick Hatter getting a carry, number 83.
And you knew that play was going to sooner or later develop, and it did there. They've been running a steady diet of diving the ball. This time they play action into the middle. They've got a little corner wide receiver here, and they pitch it to him, and he gets good yardage. Too much.
Gain of about 16 or 17 on the play, and it gives Portland State a 1st down across their own 40-yard line. Kavanaugh gives it to McCaffrey. Jordan Tripp is right there. No gain, maybe a gain of 1.
Montana blitzed into that. It's like they knew that play was going to be there. 2nd down.
As we approach 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Grizzlies up by 6. It's been a close game all game long. No team has ever led by more than 7 points from the very beginning of this game. Portland State needs 58 more yards to try to take the lead back. They run the option this time. Kavanaugh's kept it. He lunges near first down yardage. And a late penalty flag. There was some shoving after the play.
Boy, that is a late flag. We'll see. That could go either way here. It looks like it might be against Montana. The Grizzlies are disputing it a little bit, but I think it's against Montana.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, 99, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Tyler Hobbs with the penalty. Let's see if we can see it. It was a gain of 7. It would have been 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big first down for the Vikings. Hobbs came in there and there's a couple of shoves.
You know,
Hobbs had
like,
the first one.
You know, it's close. I mean, it looked like his momentum kind of carrying through. You got to give guys a chance to decelerate.
Gives Portland State the ball at the 36-yard line of the Grizzlies. 1st and 10. Kavanaugh keeps this one. He's got some room on the left side. Inside the 30. Tackle made by Clay Pearson, but it's a gain of 10, and it looks like it's enough for a first down.
Well, he's the secret weapon, and again, you knew that would come with this. He's going to keep the ball. Talk about his speed and quickness on the edge. He does this on his own to get a first down. He's so fast.
Grizzlies needing their defense to make a big stop now. Ball at the 25-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Montana up by 6. And Portland State's taking so much time on this drive. You wonder if they're all in for this drive, touchdown or nothing right here. Kavanaugh gives it to McCaffrey up the middle. Gain of 4. Portland State continues to chip away.
Well, I think they are all in now, Derek. They're going to run this clock. A field goal won't help them, so they have to score. Montana's defense just has to really get her going. They've got to be a little tired. But it's all on the line right now because they couldn't convert on the other end of the field on last drive.
There you see McCaffrey averaging almost 6 yards a carry coming into the game. The Grizzlies have held him to only 4 yards a carry, but he's approaching another 100-yard game. He's already had 2 big ones this season. They give it to him again. He bounces to the outside. McCaffrey gets a block inside the 10, and he is pushed out inside the 5-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 1.
Well, that time he just kicked it across the grain, the opposite side of where everyone thought he was going. They've been running to the left off this look. This time he goes in and kicks it across the field the opposite way. Nobody's there to contain him. He almost scored.
Eric Stoll came up a little bit. He ends up pushing him out at the end. You see McCaffrey was reaching for the pylon, but they mark him out at the 1. First and goal.
Here's your goal line defense. They need to make a stand.
Portland State's still going to be in the pistol, even though they're right on the goal line. Going to give it to McCaffrey up over the top and into the end zone. Touchdown, Portland State. The game is tied.
Well, the only good news there, Derek, for Montana is that they scored with enough time for Montana to do quite a bit with the ball as far as the clock's concerned, because they could have run this down to under a minute.
McCaffrey showing some hops there. The 5'9" running back going over everybody for his first touchdown of the day. And Nigel Burton, big sigh of relief there. His team's tied it up now. An extra point from Zach Brown gives the Vikings the lead. And the good kicker for Portland State drilled it. Vikings march all the way down the field and take a 1-point lead, and the Grizzlies need some magic. (21-20), the Vikings with a late lead here against the Grizzlies. 2 minutes, 34 seconds. The Grizzlies do have all 3 timeouts left, only trailing by 1, but this is going to be the drive that probably decides this game after this kickoff from Zach Brown. He'll kick it off deep. Peter Wynn will field it at the 10. Wynn finds a little bit of room, still on his feet, out across the 35. tackled at the 37, so decent field position for Montana. Well, here's a look at the MontanaGrizzlies.com scoring drive, and what a drive for Portland State. If they win this game, this is something they're going to definitely hang their hat on. An 11-play, 97-yard drive after they had an interception at the 3-yard line leads to a touchdown. For the most current and complete news and statistics for all Grizzly athletics, log on to MontanaGrizzlies.com. Robin Pflugrad needs his team to drive down the field here with 2.5 minutes to go. Justin Roper will throw. He's going to go deep on the first play, looking for Mutra, and that is incomplete. No penalty on the play.
Oh, it's amazing. I thought there was going to be a call on that for interference, but good call, I think. Going for a deep ball early. And we'll have to see on the replay. It looked real close. There is no call, so it's not going to matter, but good thought out of the gate to go for a big play. Boy, that was close for interference. It really was.
Lots of contact deep downfield. The man in coverage was David Ross, the transfer out of Oregon State. 2nd and 10 for Montana. Roper under some pressure, throws, and incomplete again. This time a penalty marker does come down.
Yeah, and I think appropriately, Sam Grattan looked like he was mugged, if not held, on that sideline, so good call.
Penalty marker on the play.
And the Grizzlies only need 40 yards here to be in field goal range, so this will give them about a fourth of that.
Brody McKnight's career long was from 54 yards. That was in a dome.
Holding of an eligible receiver, defense number 24, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Penalty is on Deshaun Shedd, and it gives the Grizzlies a first down and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, he definitely held Sam that time, and they called him for that, so big play here, lots of time. As you mentioned, 3 timeouts, 2:17. Really, the playbook stays open right now. You can run the ball here.
Portland State's run a 4-3 all night, but they switched to only 3 down linemen now. They're going to set a screen up to Chase Reynolds, and he gets out of bounds after a gain of about 5. Reynolds has done a great job receiving today for the Grizzlies.
Well, one of the best parts of that play by Chase was at the end. He cut back to get the extra yards with the block, but then he was smart enough to get out of bounds, and that was very important.
Portland State seemed to read that play pretty well, but it's still a gain of 5, maybe 6. Here's 2nd down. Roper steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to scramble. He's got some room on the far left side. More than enough for a first down out of bounds at the Portland State 40-yard line.
And the wide receivers were smart not to have a hold call downfield. They let up on some blocks in the back as well. Justin did that on his own. Another first down. So now they're about 20 yards from reasonable field goal position to win the game.
It also stops the clock with 1:53 still to go.
Remember, Brody McKnight is perfect on the year except for 2 blocks. He's only missed 2 field goals. Those were blocked. Otherwise, he's had a great year with field goals.
Roper will give to Reynolds. Big hole up the middle. Spins out of a tackle. And Reynolds has got a gain of 7 on first down. And the Grizzlies will let the clock run here. They still have 3 timeouts.
Another nice call. This is a draw play up the middle, and with enough time on the clock to run it, and they pick up good yardage.
Grizzlies quick back into the shotgun set for 2nd down and 3. Roper will throw. Quick out route. Sam Grattan open down inside the 20-yard line.
Roper looked like a genius on that throw. He waited perfectly, put the ball where it's either going to get caught or incomplete. No interception there. They're in field goal position now. And again, you might want to run the ball and run this clock.
John Opperud, the starting left tackle for the Grizzlies, ran off the field holding his arm, so true freshman Danny Kistler now in at left tackle. The Grizzlies have a first down and 10 inside the 20. No give to Reynolds. Up the middle, he's inside the 15, down to the 11. And it's getting closer and closer to chip shot field goal range, if not touchdown for Montana.
Well, if they win here tonight, Derek, they've earned this game, and Chase Reynolds is so fun to watch. He's just so effective inside. Talked about getting an S on his chest. He falls forward, almost a first down here. The clock's running. Everything you want your offense to do right now, the Grizzlies are doing.
Some confusion here for the Grizzlies as they're running people in and out of the huddle. And that's let the clock run down under 50 seconds, but again, they have 3 timeouts left. I think they're going to burn one here.
Well, there was 8 seconds on the play clock. They probably could have got the play off, but I think smart to take the timeout. The momentum shift here is now in their favor, especially with such a great field goal kicker in McKnight.
Well, coming up near the end of the game, which we're at right now, we'll present the Northwestern Energy players of the game. Northwestern Energy delivering a bright future. We're close to that right now. And the Grizzlies are really hoping for something here. This has been a game dominated by the defenses for most of the contest, but on the last 2 drives, Portland State marched down the field for a touchdown, and now Montana's already gone about 50, maybe 55 yards on this drive to get down into field goal range. 45 seconds left.
Well, we'll see. They may want to just run the ball here, let the clock run, and kick a field goal on 3rd down in case it's a bad snap to get an extra try, because either way, it'd still be in field goal range for McKnight. What a great game. This has just been fun to be a part of.
Portland State, you got to give your hats off to them tonight, too. What a fantastic game played by the Vikings. A team that only won 3 games last year.
I'll give it to the guy with the S on his chest here, Derek.
Excuse me, Portland State only won 2 games last year. And they got destroyed by the Grizzlies in Missoula. Montana calls another timeout. 2 in a row.
Well, the good news is they've got one left, and with 45 seconds, if something was wrong, what they saw on the field with the defensive set, probably a good idea here. See Andrew Sell, who's back, is to us right now in the camera shot. He's got to be excited to be working with Justin there, trying to help him out. Still a captain, a senior for the Grizz.
They did get one of their hurt senior captains back. Tyler Hobbs has played today and played pretty well in his first action back after missing 2 games. Andrew Sell, unfortunately, will not be back. His shoulder injury will have him out for the season. This is Justin Roper's team to lead right now, and right now he's led him into field goal range. It's a 2nd down and 2 at the 11-yard line. 45 seconds left. Each team now has 1 timeout left in the game. Roper hands off to Reynolds. Going to try the right side. There's nothing there. Loss of 1, maybe 2. And I believe Portland State wanted a timeout after that play. Portland State did call timeout. The clock ran a long time after the whistle. They might add some time back on here. It's down to 30 seconds right now.
Well, evidently, Brody McKnight must like the right hash a little better than the left side, because you could tell that was a planned maneuver by the offense to get the ball to the right hash.
They do put 36 seconds back up on the clock. Everybody here at Hillsborough Stadium, 6,500 strong, sticking around to watch the end of this great game between the Vikings and the Grizzlies. And there's been just as many of those guys wearing maroon tonight as there have been green. Brandon Dodson fans.
That's a great shot there.
He had a big play on that one fumble recovery for the Grizzlies today.
No
too.
doubt family of Brandon there cheering him on.
2nd and 11, or 3rd down and 2 at the 11 for the Grizzlies. They give it to Reynolds right up the middle, and he is going to be stopped very near 1st down yardage at the 9. That's where they needed to get for the 1st down.
Well, they're going to stop the clock to spot the ball to see if it is a 1st down. They may have to measure this.
If it's 4th down, it's field goal time right now for the Grizzlies.
In fact, they are going to measure. The official is talking to the side judge. Yeah, they are going to measure, and I don't blame them. This is the call of the game, so a good referee would definitely want to measure this. You see Justin Roper come over to the sideline, give him a chance to talk to Robin Flugrad and Jonathan Smith.
Grizzlies still have 1 timeout left, so if they do pick up this 1st down, they could run another play before trying the game-winning field goal. If it's 4th down, even if it's only by an inch, you know that they're going to try this field goal right now. Here's the measurement, and they got it by the length of a ball. 1st and goal for the Grizzlies at the 9-yard line.
Well, maybe they'll go for a touchdown, Derek. You know, a good play here, I think, would be to play action chase Reynolds and have Justin keep the ball. and tell him to keep ball security and see if he couldn't run it in, because Portland State's definitely selling out on Chase Reynolds right now.
Reynolds has been this entire drive except for one nice catch by Sam Grattan. Really, Reynolds has done the lifting for the Grizzlies to get him down into this field position.
Well, this stadium's going to go wild one way or the other. As you mentioned, about 50-50 in attendance, Vikings and Grizzlies.
Grizzlies will line up to run one more play. They will wind the clock, 27 and counting to go. First and goal from the 9. The give is to Reynolds, who will fall forward for a gain of a yard. And now the Grizzlies will probably let this run down, call timeout, and line up for the winning field goal. So the clock now runs down to 10 seconds to go. Grizzlies with one timeout left. Brody McKnight is standing all alone. Now he's marching towards the sideline.
Yeah, Chase talked to the official. That's exactly what they want to do. Portland State, I think, is out of timeouts, so they can't ice him. So that's kind of nice for Brody to know he doesn't have to get stopped before he kicks it.
Both teams are out of timeouts. 3 seconds to go, and the game will all come down to the right foot of Brody McKnight. He's already 2 for 2 today. He's made a couple of short ones. This one will only be from about 25, maybe 26 yards.
Well, Grizz Nation is collectively holding their breath right now, not only here in Portland, but across the state of Montana and all other parts of Grizz Nation that are watching on satellite as well.
Well, as we've got a second here before the last play of the game, it's now time to present the Northwestern Energy players of the game for the Montana Grizzlies. Chase Reynolds, over 100 yards for the 3rd time this season. Also had that big touchdown on a screen pass. If you add up his receiving yards, he's about at 170 today. And for the Portland State Vikings, it's Corey McCaffrey who scored that last touchdown and is up to 109 yards rushing on the day. Northwestern Energy delivering a bright future. Here we go.
Everyone is on their feet here.
It'll be a 26-yard attempt for Brody McKnight. Good snap, good hold, the kick. Right down the middle, and the Grizzlies win. No penalty marks, no penalties on the play. Brody McKnight, for the 2nd time in his career, kicks the Grizzlies to victory.
Well, great teams find a way to win. Champions find a way to get it done. Both of these clubs played great. But the University of Montana Grizzlies, give them credit. They fought back. They got it done. Brody McKnight is the man, but Chase Reynolds, everybody needs to give him a hug, and he would blame it all on his offensive lineman.
Brody McKnight getting carried off the field, now getting hugs all around. But really, what a fantastic game. Let's take a second to really say how great Portland State played, and with the weapons that they have in their backfield, this is going to be a team that will give a lot of Big Sky people problems this year. There's a look at the last kick. And there was no question about it. McKnight split the uprights perfectly.
Well, the great thing for Montana, this keeps them in the title hunt, gives them a chance to keep working for the goals they've set long ago. I think that the Portland State Vikings can build on this, Derek. You know, their coach is new, and their kids played great and almost got it done, but give the Grizzlies lots of credit.
As Portland State now fall to 1-2 in conference, they still got a lot of games in front of them. The Grizzlies will improve to 4-1 in conference, and now they are tied for first place with Eastern Washington in the Big Sky Conference. And that last kick for Brody McKnight, his 3rd of the night, is another $500 to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer Research from First Montana Bank. Thanks to First Montana Bank for their generous support. Another $1,500 raised tonight thanks to Brody McKnight. But for the Grizzlies, those last 3 were the biggest 3. Montana 23-21 over Portland State. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.
College Football Saturday has been brought to you in part by Allegiance Benefit Plan Management, your benefits at work. Northwestern Energy, delivering a bright future. The bookstore at the University of Montana. MontanaBookstore.com, your Grizz logo wear source since 1921. MontanaGrizzly.com. For the most current and complete news and statistics for all Grizzly athletics, log on to MontanaGrizzlies.com. And First Montana Bank, putting Montanans first.
The Grizzlies celebrating a victory on the last second. Dave Guffey's down on the field with the victorious head coach, Robin Pflugrad. Dave, what do you got?
Talking to a victorious, if not somewhat relieved, Robin Pflugrad, your homecoming was pretty darn memorable, Flu.
Oh, yeah, it is. I'm glad the game's over. I'm so darn glad. We didn't play very well in the first half offensively. Just couldn't get it going. A lot of drop passes, but we had some resilience, and we got it done. Defense played a great game, and special teams played a little bit better, although they had the kickoff return. But, Portland State did a nice job against us. They have good team speed, and they somewhat control the line of scrimmage.
That last drive, you got about 2+ minutes. Nice return by Peter, pretty good field position, and you guys moved the ball like you did the first half last week. When you really needed to, you moved the football.
Yeah, we did, and we were down there a couple other times when we didn't get it in. We had the interception, and we had the holding call, and I think it was on Antoine, and that was tough because Chase made a great play and scored the touchdown and got called back, and that was really hard on us. But Peter really helped us get that great return, and we knew if we could get it down to the 30, McKnight's pretty good.
You've talked the last 2 or 3 weeks about Brody McKnight. Now your punter and your kicker been steady. The only 2 misses were blocked. I'm sure you were pretty comfortable with them out there, and yet it's a field goal attempt to win a football game.
It was, and I was never comfortable. I'm really not comfortable right now, but I'm glad it's over. And all I could think about was we had a few blocked, so we had to shore some things up. We had a true freshman at right guard on that field goal, and he did a nice job holding those guys out, and Brody sent through.
You improved to 4-1 in the Big Sky Conference. You're right in the thick of the hunt. It's got to be a good feeling, if not a relief at this point.
Yeah, it is a relief. I'm just glad this game got over, and let's get on the airplane.
Congratulations, Coach Pflugrad. Have a good flight home, and exciting football win here for the Robin Pflugrad. Back at his alma mater, of course. Flu paid for the Vikings in 78-79. It's a memorable homecoming for him and the Grizz as they squeak one out here in Hillsboro, Oregon. Back to you guys. We'll try to get Brody McKnight if we can.
All right,
thanks.
Thanks a lot, Dave. There you see Chase Reynolds taking pictures. Nothing but smiles from him, another big game. The Grizzlies have been in this position twice before earlier this season, on the road, on the ropes, losing late. They couldn't make the big plays at Eastern Washington or at Cal Poly. Different story today.
Yeah, and we mentioned it at halftime. They find a way to win. Champions do that, and now winning solves everything. I think go back and work on some things and keep the team rolling.
Now Dave Guffey is caught up with the winning kicker, Brody McKnight. Dave, go ahead.
Talking to junior kicker Brody McKnight, what a great evening for you. Of course, the game winner. Second time in your career you've done this, Brody. You did it at Idaho State last year. You're having a phenomenal season. Did you want to go out there, boot that, or were you hoping for a touchdown?
Touchdown's always nice, but, we did well to get the ball down there, and our guys did great. I'm real proud of our team.
I know your teammates have leaned on you a lot this year. I want to say you're 13 of 15 in kicking field goals. You're also the punter. How do you like that double duty action this year?
I like to get on the field as much as I can just to help the team out, so whatever the coaches ask me to do, I'm more than willing to do it.
Did you ever think about maybe playing some halfback?
I don't know. Chase is pretty good.
Brody, congratulations. Another game winner for you. Great win for the Grizzlies as they pick up their 4th league win. Good trip home.
Appreciate it.
Brody McKnight, once again, second time in his career, kicks the game winner. Last year at Pocatello, of course, you know the drama there. Same thing here. Justin Roper leads them down the field with the help of Chase Reynolds and a few receivers. The Grizz pull out a big one here in Hillsboro to stay hope. Their hopes are alive in the Big Sky Conference race with only 4 games left, 3 league games, and 2 of those are at home for the Montana Grizzlies. Guys, back upstairs, quite a win for Montana here tonight.
Well, that is right, Dave. Thank you very much for that. And Brody McKnight said it. He's become a big part of this team. The kickers often get overlooked. There's no overlooking number 83 for the Grizzlies this year.
Not at all. He's been really nearly perfect. Only 2 blocked. Everything else has been good. He wins a clutch one here tonight, and what a nice win for Montana to come back from adversity, get it done. And really that last drive, Derek, was amazing. They had to drive it. They had to get at least a field goal. And Justin Roper, who you see here, really should be credited along with Chase Reynolds on that last drive to get it done.
Well, Grizz fans, don't forget to visit MontanaGrizzlies.com for complete post-game coverage for the most current and complete news and statistics for all Grizzly athletics. Log on to MontanaGrizzlies.com. It's all smile for the guys in white now. Next week, another big challenge. Montana comes home to face Northern Arizona, one of the other teams near the top of the Big Sky standings. That'll be another great game for sure in Missoula next Saturday. But for now, Grizz Nation rejoice. The Grizzlies are 4-1 in conference and rolling with 4 straight victories. For Bob Hermes, I'm Derek Berkeley. We'll see you next week.